is altcoin season finally here, with some of the most known altcoins from Doge to Ethereum to Chainlink hitting astronomical all-time highs in the past few days. VeChain or VET really doesn't seem like it's going anywhere as of right now. But why is that the case? That's what we want to talk about within this video, and could we possibly be on the verge of seeing an astronomical pump upcoming for VeChain? So we'll take a look at the newest and latest news surrounding VeChain, my current price prediction, and also price analysis for the rest of May and also 2021 throughout this bull run of VeChain. So thank you guys for tuning in. My name is VeChain, and if you're new to the channel, welcome to it. On this channel, we talk about all the latest cryptocurrency news, crypto challenges, and also altcoin news, and also introduce to you guys some brand new potential altcoin projects. And we also feature VeChain on a weekly basis on this particular channel. And if you guys want to subscribe and like the video to help my little channel grow, that would be greatly appreciated. And also do subscribe if you want to see weekly VeChain updates. And also make sure to absolutely do not forget to hit the bell so you do not miss out on any future uploads. So without further ado, let's get right into it and take a look at the market right now. So as of the time of recording this, Bitcoin has taken quite a bit of a hit in the last few days after re-hitting $59,000 and lifting the crypto market back up. Ethereum has been on an astronomical run in the past few days, even hitting an all-time high of close to 3.5 thousand in the last few days, which is absolutely mind-blowing, going up 24% in the past 7 days, really getting up to new highs. Binance Coin BNB has also been doing extremely well, also surpassing previous all-time highs and getting up to almost $700 at $680, and has ever since recovered to the $650, $647 mark. Probably the story of the day has to be Dogecoin, which has been blowing up. After pretty much not doing anything for the past few days and also weeks, Doge has really shot up out of nowhere in the past day, up to 67 cents at one point, and is now the fourth highest cryptocurrency of all time, even surpassing BMW in value. Now they're ahead of XRP, they're ahead of Tether, and they're actually trailing closely behind BNB, and you never know, maybe in the upcoming few days, we can actually see Doge as cryptocurrency number 3, which I think is, on the one hand, absolutely absurd and insane, but I always like to see these kind of things. And Doge has seen a 100% increase in the past 7 days and a 26.38 increase in the last 24 hours. And just as of yesterday, we actually saw Doge the first time surpass the 50 billion mark, and now they're already up to 86 billion with a trading volume of 50 billion in the last 24 hours, which is absolutely insane. Only Ethereum and also Bitcoin are ahead in that regard. A sleeping giant, Litecoin, has been growing up ever so steadily, and no one has really talking about the Litecoin gains, but I'm going to mention it here. They're getting close to the previous all-time high at $350. They're not far away from it, and we could definitely see this happening throughout the rest of this week. Ethereum Classic, Telcoin, and Dogecoin were the 3 biggest winners within the last 24 hours, and within the last 7 days, we've seen Telcoin, OKB, and Ethereum Classics be the big winners, including Dogecoin at 4th place. Some interesting tokens to keep an eye out for, especially Telcoin has seen some big increases, 260% in the last 7 days, and also 27% close to Doge within the last 24 hours, which we've seen quite a big increase within the last week and also within the last few days. But that's not why you guys tuned in for this video. You guys obviously want to hear my opinion on VeChain and where is it going at the current situation. Now, we've seen a 2% increase within the last 24 hours of VeChain, but that's nothing substantial at this point. VeChain has dropped down to rank 15 and is still currently on a 423,000 watch list. We currently have a market cap on VeChain of $13 billion, a fully diluted market cap of $17.5 billion, and $2.5 billion in trade volume within the last 24 hours, with a 13% increase, which is lovely to see. And after initially hitting an all-time high of roughly 26 cents on April 19th, so a few weeks ago, VeChain has dipped quite a bit and has been consolidating ever since. Not a lot of movement upwards and downwards, so it's been pretty much hovering between the 22 to 18 cent mark for the past few weeks, as well as in the last 7 days, dipping up shortly to the 22 cent mark, while also dropping down to the 19 cent mark within the last few days. So what this means for VeChain and where the price could take us within the next few days, that's what we'll get into more towards the end of the video. Beforehand, we'll take a look, for you guys new to VeChain, what is VeChain actually and what does it do? For this, we're going to take a look at the example presented by CoinMarketCap, which I think is quite an easy explanation for you beginners new to VeChain. VeChain VET is a blockchain-powered supply chain platform begun in 2015 and launched in 2016. VeChain aims to use distributed governance and Internet of Things IoT technology to create an ecosystem which solves some of the major problems within supply chain management. The platform uses two in-house tokens, VET and VETHO, to manage and create value based on its VeChain Thor public token. The idea is to boost efficiency, traceability, and transparency of supply chains while reducing costs and placing more in control of the hands of the individual users. Also important to note, what makes VeChain VET unique? VeChain exists to disrupt traditional supply chain models, an industry which before blockchain had remained little changed over the decades. Using transparent technology with no single point of weaknesses or control allows for greater security, efficiency, and ease of tracking products in a given supply chain while reducing costs through trustless automation. VeChain's official literature notes that its unique proposition lies in its dual token setup, among other features, in-house token fees combined with charges for various services to generate operating income for the company, while token holders can engage in activities such as staking, thus providing liquidity in return for rewards. So VeChain practically aims to revolutionize the current supply chain management and provide a supply chain management solution on the blockchain for enterprise companies. And to give you guys a good practical example that I think everyone can get a better understanding of would be two examples, whether it's in the food chain or in luxury items and goods. So let's say you buy an expensive wine and you want to check for its authenticity, where it's from, etc. You could practically scan a label or a QR code that has been provided by VeChain and is running on the VeThor blockchain network, and you could read up on the given information and prove its authenticity. And on the other hand, this would be a more reliable and transparent way to prove the authenticity of luxury goods and items, such as very in-demand sneakers or Louis Vuitton bags, Rolexes, watches. There's a huge demand for these particular areas alone, and it doesn't only stop there. With a lot of news surrounding DHL partnering up with VeChain, Coinbase finally listing VeChain, even though you have to take the Coinbase situation lightly because this has been hinted for a few months now, and this pretty much can be announced out of nowhere, and it still takes some time to be listed on Coinbase as well. But once it does, that could be some big news for VeChain as well and could push them towards the right direction as well. And also, one very important thing to note as well is that the VeChain founder and co-founder is Sunny Liu, an IT executive who was formerly CIO of Louis Vuitton China. China is backing VeChain quite heavily and is an avid supporter and has even integrated them in a 5-year sustainability plan. Some also very current news that I want to preference that I mentioned. Okay, what's the latest news? This has been an article that has been released as of recently. VeChain's new patent could help offset carbon emission. VeChain Global Technology has petitioned for patent with U.S. federal agency Patent and Trademark Office, USPTO, filed on April 22nd, 2021. The application seeks to register methods, devices, blockchain nodes, and a system for carbon reducing and trading, per the document published by the agency. The patent has been attributed by, I'm not going to try and pronounce this or this, VeChain's CTO. The document describes the method to obtain data related to carbon behaviors on different objects and converting that data into corresponding carbon data. Later, the information will be stored into blockchain-based platform for subsequent trading and transaction. For example, an electric vehicle with a unique ID could provide data on the amount of electrical energy consumed. This data could be compared to that combustion engine vehicle to determine a baseline carbon emission amount, BE, with a smart contract running on the blockchain platform. The owner of the vehicle can be incentivized to maintain its BE below average to receive a credit attached to its ID. The carbon credit and a unique ID to the blockchain as a blockchain transaction, receiving the blockchain node a request for a transaction to purchase a smart good or service with carbon credit, and executing with at least one smart contract a blockchain transaction according to the request. The carbon emission value will be written as a hashed value and performing a hashed operation. The hash will be transmitted to the blockchain and safe storage, as the document describes, while adding the following. The used data is collected by an IoT sensor operably coupled to the electric vehicle and transmitted to the blockchain node via a computing device located in electric vehicle. VeChain's commitment to reduce carbon emission. The document presented to the USPTO claims that greenhouse gases are the main cause of global warming. Therefore, VeChain Global Technology has come up with his method to implement carbon emission technology. The mechanism will also attempt to provide a trustworthy and tamper-proof multi-purpose platform for enterprises to store their carbon emission data, thus reducing the confusion in carbon records with the intervention of a third party. The patent application claims the following. with the solutions of the present disclosure, safe and credible recording to the carbon data may be achieved. Furthermore, according to some aspects of the present disclosure, safe and credible implementing and recording of the carbon trading may be achieved. So VeChain wants to provide a solution for a lot of bigger enterprise companies to store their data in terms of carbon emission tracking so that this can be a lot more transparent, visible, and also securely stored at the same time. By the way, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter yet, give your boy a follow. But nonetheless, let's take a look at the latest Twitter news in terms of VET. VET has a partnership with H&M, something that we already knew. And for those of you guys that aren't familiar yet, this is a rough overview of some established huge enterprise partnerships that have already been around for a few years actually now. In terms of logistics, agriculture, fisheries, telecom, BMW, Renault, AWS, an Amazon company, as of recently Walmart as well, H&M, so many huge companies, many huge sectors, and this is actually quite outdated at this point, which is obviously fantastic news for VET holders, as every single new partnership that comes in, every single new contract that comes in, this is big news and just helps VeChain expand their whole empire. In terms of the current pricing situation, let's first of all start off by taking a look at the weekly charts. This is something that we could be seeing as of right now. We could see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern based on this current outlook. We started off down here, we hit a local high at 2, 3 at a local low, then 3 at our previous high, and then we could see VeChain go to 4, so to practically reconsolidate, drop down a bit to roughly 14 cents before skyrocketing to the new all-time high. A price target that we're looking at is going to be around the $1.50 mark. So if we do drop down, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, that would be the right time to rebuy into VeChain, and then before skyrocketing the price to new all-time highs. But do keep in mind that I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Take these videos as only educational and entertainment purposes only. And please do your own research before getting into other cryptocurrencies or VET, for example. But I'm really, in general, bullish towards VeChain. I'm a big hodler. I really like the long-term vision behind VeChain, and we could see the following trend if my prediction is correct. So if this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern does occur, we could see an all-time high in the near future in the upcoming months within this bull run of $1.50 and could even be much, much higher. But for that, we would have to drop down slightly within the VeChain price point, and that would be a fantastic time to rebuy in as already stated. But if we hop back and over to the 4-hour time frame, we could see a picture like this right now. If we also drop the current support level of the 4-hour time frame, that would be roughly at 18.75 cents. Hitting the resistance level twice beforehand, that's where we're currently looking at. So if VeChain continues to get pushed below this 20 EMA, we could see VeChain drop below this and go back down to the previous low, which would be around 16 cents as of right now. And that would be quite a critical position for it. But again, that would make sense with the previous trend pattern, and then we would form the perfect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern before coming up and hitting V5. But if we do manage to break above the 20 EMA with VeChain, we could see VeChain jump up to around the previous local high, which was around 22 cents. And that is not a huge substantial gain, but that would be a nice 8 to 10% profit right here. So it's really going to be important to see where VeChain does actually progress within the next few days, whether it gets pushed down continuously by the 20 EMA, keeps on pushing down towards the previous low at roughly 16 cents, or can it actually break through above the 20 EMA, hit the previous local high at around 22 cents, and keep on moving from there. So it's really an interesting point where we're currently at with the VeChain price course. It's not necessarily a bad thing. We'll just have to see if we get pushed down to the estimated level of 4 before going up to level 5, which I do believe is going to happen within the next up and coming weeks and also months within VeChain. Now, in terms of my future outlook and future prediction for VeChain, I do believe VeChain can most definitely hit the $1.50 mark without a doubt within this bull run. I also see VeChain going actually anywhere between 2 and 3 cents for this entire bull run, maybe even within the next and upcoming months. $5 is definitely possible. 10 is a little bit of a far stretch. $5 I only really see happening if we have some huge partnerships coming in, VeChain being accessible on Coinbase, maybe even the DHL partnership being announced, and many more partnerships coming in on board with VeChain, and just in general crypto gaining mass media attention, mass media publicity, and getting the investors on board, big names, big companies, and just a lot more people getting into crypto in general. to actually reach that really high market cap, then I do believe $5 is going to be possible. Even though that's fairly optimistic and very bullish of me, I do see $2 to $3 as quite a conservative bet for VET. So that wraps up this video about VeChain. Do let me know your opinion on VET. How long have you been in VET, and where do you actually see VeChain going throughout this bull run? I'd really be curious to hear your opinion down in the comment section down below. And also, if you guys did enjoy the video, I'd really appreciate it if you guys could show some love and comment and like and subscribe down below, and that would be much appreciated. And that wraps up this video from my end. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another upload.